ChatGerry, a VPT Comparative Biology Study of Survival Fitness, Human vs. Pig, number 1437, VPT-010, November 14, 2025. Gerald C. EclaireMD Foundation. Category: Biology and Zoology. Preface: This paper comes from a simple question that emerged after I completed my life journey study, paper number 1436. Why do humans become the most capable and intelligent species on Earth while pigs, although strong and useful, do not follow the same evolutionary path? Most people accept the idea that humans are superior, but few understand the scientific reason behind it. Traditional biology explains brain size, behavior, and evolution, but it rarely treats survival as a dynamic and nonlinear system shaped by multiple, interacting forces over an entire lifespan. In this article, I use my viscoplastopology, VPT, method to compare humans and pigs through 5 life stages: birth, baby, youth, mature adult, and old age. Human natural lifespan is about from 70 to 90 years, while pig natural lifespan is about from 10 to 15 years. I treat survival as the output strain and use 3 inputs: cognition ability, physical strength, and environmental adaptation. These 3 factors are universal across all mammals, and they determine long-term survivability. Key VPT setup. To keep this study simple, I use only the essential ideas. Humans and pigs start at the same baseline during period 0. Both develop through 5 periods, but the directions of their development are completely different. I assigned biologically meaningful weights to the 3 stressors: cognition 45%, strength 25%, adaptation 30%. These weights also match the pattern I discovered in my own life journey, where wisdom from brain, 46%, and compassion from heart, 43%, dominated my 62-year adult life's development, while ambition played only a small role, 11%. Key findings from VMT energy. The VPT energy shows a major difference between humans and pigs. Human energy contributions: cognition 39%, adaptation 35%, strength 26%. Humans' cognition plus adaptation is 74%. Pig energy contributions: strength 52%, cognition 29%, adaptation 19%. Pigs' cognition plus adaptation is 48%. This means human survival is powered mainly by cognition and adaptation, which together reach 74% of the total. Pig survival is driven mostly by physical strength, which accounts for more than half of its total, 52%. This imbalance explains why pigs develop well during early life, but decline quickly after maturity. In simple words, humans survive through intelligence and adaptability. Pigs survive mainly through physical capability, which weakens with age. This strength-based pattern eventually placed them among the animal species that became food for humans. Survival curves. Human survival rises sharply from baby to youth, reaches its highest point during mature adult life, and still stays relatively high during old age. Human survivability forms a long-lasting peak, which shows the benefit of cognition and adaptation throughout life. Pig survival increases early through physical power, peaks around young adulthood, and then drops quickly during old age. Strength gives pigs a good start but does not support them later in life. Without strong cognition or adaptation, their curve collapses. That is why farmed pigs typically live only about 6 months to 1 year, though their natural lifespan can be from 10 to 15 years or more. This difference is the core of the entire study. Key findings from TDA geometry. The geometric shape of human survivability expands upward into a high cognition and high adaptation space. This upward bending continues even during old age. It forms a stable multi-dimensional shape that does not collapse. The pig shape grows only along the strength dimension. It stays flat in cognition and adaptation. This shape reaches a temporary peak and then folds inward sharply at old age. Humans show long and stable geometric patterns. Pigs show short and unstable patterns that disappear later in life. This agrees perfectly with the VMT energy results. 2 different research methods tell the same story. Combined interpretation. The conclusion is clear and simple. Humans became the most capable species on Earth because cognition and adaptation grew faster, deeper, and longer than physical strength alone. These abilities allow humans to learn, solve problems, build culture, use tools, organize societies, and master complex environments. This creates a long-term survival advantage. Pigs, although physically strong and biologically successful, as animals, do not expand into the cognitive or adaptive domains. Their survival relies on early physical capability, which eventually declines. Without cognitive growth or adaptive flexibility, pigs remain in a low-dimension survival zone. As a result, human beings thrive, create culture, build technologies, and shape the environment. Pigs, like many physically strong species, eventually become domesticated animals rather than dominant survivors. A short personal reflection. This conclusion also echoes an insight from my own life journey. Over past 62 years adult lifespan, My achievements came mainly from my wisdom and my care for others. They did not come from physical strength or ambition for material desires. The same principle applies to human evolution itself. Cognition and adaptation shape long-term success, far more than power, force, or ambition. After my stroke on June 21, 2025, I believe my brain entered a period of neuroplastic recovery. This may explain why I suddenly saw this human versus pig comparison, which connects biology and zoology using mathematics and physics tools. It reminded me of my past work in AI chip design, where millions of transistors and tens of millions of wires connect within semiconductor integrated chips like 86 billions neurons and pathways in the brain. The similarity is striking. After a stroke, the brain creates new pathways and brings out insights that were stored but not accessible before. This zoology study may be one such insight. Disclaimer: I write this paper not for fame, but to share what I have learned so others can understand their health, prevent disease, and live longer, healthier lives. This content is for educational reference only, and is not medical or financial advice. No doctor-patient or advisor-client relationship is created. You may share this material freely, but it must not be altered or republished as your own. All rights belong to the author, Gerald C.